Deepfakes. The very word sounds like something out of a bad sci-fi movie, doesn't it? They sound like something out of a bad sci-fi movie, but guess what? They're real and they're here. Deepfakes are videos, audio, or images that have been manipulated using artificial intelligence. Imagine someone creating a video of you saying or doing something you never did. It's creepy, it's unsettling, and it's happening more often than you think. This technology uses something called generative adversarial networks, or GANs for short. Think of it like a digital battle royale. One AI tries to create a fake while the other tries to spot it. This back and forth makes the fakes more and more convincing over time. And that's where the trouble really starts. Remember that time you fell for a fake news article? Now imagine that article came with a video so real, so convincing that you'd swear it was genuine. That's the power of deep fakes. They can make anyone say or do anything. And that's a terrifying thought. The implications are vast and unsettling. From personal reputations to global politics, the potential for misuse is enormous. Deepfakes aren't just a technological marvel, they're a double-edged sword showcasing the heights of human ingenuity, while also revealing the depths of potential misuse. They're a scammer's dream come true. With just a few clicks, criminals can create videos that are almost indistinguishable from reality. Criminals are using them to trick people into handing over their hard-earned cash. These scams are becoming more sophisticated, making it harder for the average person to detect the deception. And they're getting really good at it. The technology is advancing at such a rapid pace that even experts sometimes struggle to tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. Take, for example, the case of a Hong Kong bank employee. This incident highlights just how convincing these deepfakes can be. This poor guy got a call from someone he thought was his boss. The voice was so accurate and the video was so lifelike that he didn't suspect a thing. The voice was spot on, the video looked real, every detail was meticulously crafted to deceive, and the request seemed plausible. It was a routine transaction, something he did regularly. All he had to do was transfer $25 million to a different account. It seemed like just another day at the office. Just another day at the office, right? Wrong. It was a meticulously planned deepfake scam. It was a deepfake scam, and it cost that company a fortune. The financial and reputational damage was immense, and it's not just big companies getting hit. Small businesses and individuals are also falling prey to these scams. People are getting targeted too. The emotional toll on victims can be devastating. Imagine getting a frantic call from your grandchild saying they need bail money. The voice sounds just like them and the video looks real, or maybe it's your spouse claiming they're stranded overseas. The urgency and emotional manipulation can cloud your judgment. These scams prey on our emotions, making us vulnerable to manipulation. They exploit our trust and our instinct to help loved ones in distress. And when the fake looks and sounds this real, it's easy to fall victim. The line between reality and deception is becoming increasingly blurred. Deepfakes work because they exploit something fundamental about human nature, trust. This trust is not just a social construct, but a deeply ingrained psychological trait that has evolved over millennia. We're wired to believe what we see and hear, especially when it comes from familiar faces and voices. Our brains are designed to take shortcuts, to make quick judgments based on limited information. And when that trust is shattered, the consequences can be devastating. The emotional impact can be profound, leading to feelings of betrayal, confusion, and even trauma. Think about it. When you see a video of someone you know, your brain doesn't immediately go into detective mode. Instead, it relies on past experiences and the assumption that what you're seeing is real. You don't start analyzing every pixel, every sound wave, looking for signs of a fake. This is because our cognitive resources are limited, and we tend to conserve them for more pressing matters. You believe it because you want to believe it. This desire to trust is what makes us vulnerable to deception, and that's exactly what makes deepfakes so dangerous. They exploit our natural inclination to trust, making it easier for malicious actors to manipulate us. Add in a sense of urgency or secrecy, and our critical thinking goes right out the window. The pressure to act quickly can override our usual caution and skepticism. The scammer might say the situation is extremely time-sensitive. They create a false sense of emergency to cloud your judgment. They might beg you not to tell anyone else. This isolation tactic makes it harder for you to seek advice or verify the information. It's all part of the game, a carefully crafted illusion designed to make you act without thinking. Understanding these psychological triggers can help us better protect ourselves from falling victim to such deceptions. The problem of deepfake scams is more widespread than you might think. In fact, these attacks are happening with alarming frequency. Some reports estimate that deepfakes were used in 40% of all biometric fraud cases last year. That's a staggering number, and the financial impact is huge. Companies are losing millions of dollars to these scams. Individuals are being drained of their savings. In 2024 alone, businesses reported average losses of $450,000 per deepfake incident. Some industries, like fintech, were hit even harder, with losses averaging over $630,000. But it's not just about the money. Deepfakes erode trust in everything and everyone. They make us question what's real and what's fake. And in a world where information spreads like wildfire, that's a dangerous game to play. Remember that warm and fuzzy feeling you get during the holidays? The joy of giving, the excitement of finding the perfect gift? Well, scammers love the holidays too, but for all the wrong reasons. The holiday season is a prime time for deepfake scams. People are busy, stressed, and more likely to let their guard down. They're also spending more money online, making them easy targets for criminals looking to cash in. You might see an ad for a too-good-to-be-true deal. Maybe it's a deepfake video of a celebrity endorsing a product. Or perhaps it's a fake website designed to steal your credit card information. Whatever the method, the goal is the same: to take advantage of the holiday spirit and leave you with an empty wallet. Section 6. Spot the fake, telltale signs of deepfakes. So how do you protect yourself from these digital doppelgangers? The first step is learning how to spot them. While deepfakes are getting more sophisticated, there are still some telltale signs that can give them away. One thing to look for is unnatural movements. Does the person's face seem stiff or robotic? Do their eyes blink normally? Pay attention to the lighting and shadows too. Deepfakes often have inconsistencies in these areas. Audio is another dead giveaway. Listen carefully to the person's voice. Does it sound natural? Are there any weird pauses or glitches? Deepfakes often struggle to replicate the nuances of human speech. If something sounds off, it probably is. Section 7. Stay safe online, practical tips for protection. Spotting a deepfake is just the first step. You also need to take steps to protect yourself from becoming a victim. Here are a few tips to stay safe online. First and foremost, be wary of unusual requests, especially if they involve money or personal information. If someone you know online asks for something that seems out of character, verify it through a separate channel. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone or send a text message to confirm. Enable multi-factor authentication on all your accounts. This adds an extra layer of security, making it much harder for hackers to gain access. And speaking of access, be careful about what you share online. Avoid posting high-quality videos or audio recordings of yourself, as these can be used to create convincing deepfakes. Section 8. The erosion of trust, deepfakes and digital paranoia. The rise of deepfakes is doing more than just emptying wallets, it's eroding our trust in the digital world. We're becoming more suspicious of everything we see and hear online, and that's leading to a growing sense of paranoia. Think about it. How many times have you watched a video or listened to an audio clip and thought, is this real? It's a question that's becoming increasingly common, and it's no wonder. With the proliferation of deepfakes, it's getting harder and harder to separate fact from fiction. This erosion of trust has real-world consequences. It makes it harder to have meaningful conversations online. It undermines our faith in institutions and authority figures, and it creates a climate of fear and suspicion. Section 9. A future of uncertainty. Navigating the age of deepfakes. So, what does the future hold for deepfakes? It's hard to say for sure, but one thing is certain. They're not going away anytime soon. As technology continues to advance, deepfakes will become even more sophisticated and harder to detect. This means we need to be more vigilant than ever. We need to be aware of the risks and take steps to protect ourselves. We also need to have open and honest conversations about the impact of deepfakes on our society. The age of deepfakes is upon us, It's a time of both excitement and trepidation. But by staying informed, being cautious and working together, we can navigate this new reality and mitigate the risks posed by this rapidly evolving technology.